Hello again, and welcome to SCLC TV. I'm Maynard Eaton, and of course, our President and CEO, Dr. Charles Steele Jr. This week, President Trump's in town to court black folks. President Steele, President Trump's in town in Atlanta, the so-called Black Mecca, courting black Republicans. Your thoughts?
Well, first of all, Maynard, as I mentioned to a couple of newspapers and individuals, that my concern is the aspect of the president talking about unemployment at its lowest. And I'm saying that's not true. Even if it was at a particular single digit, unemployment among African Americans and people of color has always been double or triple. If you're down to X number single digit, in the black and African American community, we're suffering. We're in an economic disparity, which is a slavery form of government when you don't bring about opportunities, or the opportunistic society where we're supposed to be free to bring about housing, health awareness, health care.
Well, he's going to say he's doing all that. He's going to pump the fact that he's the best thing that's ever happened for black folks and whites.
It's being misrepresented. It's being misrepresented. The truth is not there. I just talked to someone just the other day where someone retired from a particular job, and they're not aware of what was going on. They're not protected in terms of health care. This needs to be addressed. People retiring and not knowing if they're going to be protected from the insurance or not. Many times they are to a minimum degree, but some to no degree. What I'm saying is that how can you celebrate and applaud the low unemployment rate when you have at least 25% of the people in major cities who are poor? 25% unemployed in major cities, not to mention rural.
They're not being counted.
They're not being counted, absolutely. And they're not being truthful in terms of that counting.
President Trump's coming to the heart of black Atlanta, to the so-called Black Mecca. Does that a thumb in the face saying I'm coming right in your
It's
backyard?
frustrating. It's frustrating.
Do you think black folks will respond? Are there no black Republicans?
I can't speak with you know.
You're politician.
Monolithically, we cannot speak to that because we are diverse.
Right.
So what I'm saying is that we as a community, we as a race, ethnicity of all people must realize that we have lost the majority of our black banks. 4 or 5 years ago, we had 27 black banks. We're down to 17. 3 to 4 years from now, we'll have no black banks. We have lost 60% of our black wealth. What's our black wealth? Our homes. And nobody's saying anything. We have lost 60% of our homes. That's the only black wealth that we have. We have no relationships with banks. We're restricted from consumer loans. You can't get loans like we used to. And forget about on your signature, on your grave maybe, not your signature, because people are suffering. People are hungry.
And I imagine that's for blacks who are Republicans and blacks who are not, correct?
I don't put labels on folks. If you're black, you're black. If you're white, you're white. If you're fair, you're fair. Bring all of the diversityness together. And if you're a Christian, it's undebatable that you're going to help those who are less fortunate, those who are left out of the process. It's economic slavery. Nothing is in the middle. You're either rich or poor.
There is no middle.
There is no middle. You might be in the middle, but it ain't got nothing to do with middle class.
This week, you also paid tribute to a foot soldier of the Civil Rights Movement. The Atlanta City Council honored him, and you spoke in his tribute to Reverend Fred Taylor, a member of the so-called SCLC ground crew. What did that mean to you as a president?
It means a lot. The plane can't fly without the ground crew. The ground crew is the one that keeps the planes up in the air. Fred Taylor.
Well, Dr. King said it is.
Oh, he said it to Martin III when Martin was a young boy and they was on the plane. He said, I see the pilots and I see the stewardess, but who are those folks running around and putting gasoline and fuel in the airplane, checking the tires, checking the engine? He said they're the most important people on this, on this, not on this plane, but on this operation of service. It's a service that they are doing, and the people that's on the plane cannot run or fly the plane or the business of the company without the ground crew.
Much same to be said about SCLC?
SCLC could not, I said it at City Hall, you were there, Maynard. I said, you all are here on the city council. We had a black president, African American for the first time. We could not have gotten that because many people have forgotten with amnesia that it was a ground crew of the civil rights movement and of churches who sacrificed, those churches who participated in the civil rights movement and worked with Dr. King and all the other unsung heroes. It was a ground crew. I was a ground crew member. Were you?
I was a reporter.
I love it.
But Reverend Taylor was jailed 27 times and said marched in countless marches and
Absolutely.
stuff. I mean, that's really tough work.
Let me give you an example of Reverend Fred Taylor. We were marching about 10, 12 years ago from Selma to Montgomery, the reenactment. And everyone on the front line and close to Fred could tell he was getting sick. You know, we all get sick from time to time. But Fred wasn't looking like the Fred we knew. And a couple of us got together and said, let's go talk to Fred, tell him we got a car, we're going to take him to the hospital. And the two individuals went and said, Fred, we got a car here, let's go to the hospital, we're going to have you checked out. I heard somebody say, not today. I'm marching on this march. Fred would not leave that line. He kept on marching. That's determination. The supreme sacrifice, he was willing to give it up. That's himself.
The heart and soul of the SCLC Civil Rights Movement, you think, huh?
Absolutely.
We honor Fred Taylor, Reverend Fred Taylor, as President Trump comes to town to court black folks. I'm Maynard Eaton. This is SCLC TV.